that will be shown today. The first of which is this. Scanner view. Can you identify the organs shown at the monitor? Okay. Ano po to? First time to see? This is the starts with letter T.
Trachea.
Hindi po testis. Trachea. This is the mucosa with the lining epithelium, pseudostratified, columnar, ciliated with goblet.
Cells.
These are the tracheal glands, but our focus today would be on this one, the cartilage. This is called a hyaline cartilage. So fundamental tissue type is still connective tissue, like all the other cartilage and bones that we'll be showing today. Subtype, cartilage. Specific subtype, hyaline cartilage. Now there's a reason why it's called hyaline cartilage. Hyaline is a term used to describe anything that looks clear and glassy, malinaw. Sa Tagalog, flowing. So when you see a trachea, and you see a hyaline cartilage, think of doctors. Vivar, Bardelosa, Gimagiba, Vila, and Bravo. Now the cartilage here shown in its entirety has a covering on its surface. This covering is called the perichondrium. You can see on both ends. It has a covering called the perichondrium. Let's shift to a lower magnification, to low power magnification. So these are the cells of a hyaline cartilage. They are called chondrocytes. Chondrocytes. Notice how they are arranged. Either they are arranged in groups of 3, which we call isogynous arrangement, or singly, nag-iisa, nagsusolo. So arrangement, singly or isogynously, which means in groups of 2, 3, or sometimes 4. Now notice the ground matrix of the hyaline cartilage. It's clear. And it's also basophilic. Medyo may bluish tint siya. On the monitor, it appears a little bit pink. But if you use your own microscope, you will see it's bluish. Now let's shift to a higher magnification and focus on the chondrocyte. So these are the chondrocytes. They are housed in a space. These are the chondrocytes. The space wherein they are located in is called the lacuna. So they are located inside a lacuna. The lacuna is surrounded by a matrix. Now this matrix is called the territorial matrix.
Territorial?
And in between lacuna, so this is another lacuna, and this would be its territorial matrix. The matrix over here, in between them, is what is referred to as the interterritorial matrix. Okay? So that is the hyaline cartilage. Next type is the elastic cartilage. Look for number 35, the epiglottis. So this is the epiglottis, and this is the portion we are interested in. This is the cartilage. This is called an elastic cartilage. Fundamental type is still connective. Subtype is still cartilage. Specific subtype is now an elastic cartilage. If you notice, it looks like a hyaline cartilage din, di ba? Very similar, pero parang ito yung ugly sister. If hyaline cartilage is flawless, this one looks flawful. So don't think of us anymore. Think of Dr. Ano tayo binulong yun? Hilario daw? Oh, Hilario, huwag mo sabihin na. So it looks dirty. Pero Tagalog, parang dugyot. Hindi to Dr. Hilario ha, yung cartilage. Okay? So it looks dirty, it looks dugyot. Parang after the accident. Okay? And it's also face tissue. It's eosinophilic, as opposed to hyaline, which is basophilic. But what are the similarities? If you notice, it's also covered by a perichondrium. So if you follow its contour in the periphery, you would find a covering known as the perichondrium. Okay. Tingnan natin ng malapitan ang Dr. Hilario. Ang elastic cartilage.
Wow. The foulier, the better.
Notice how the cells are arranged, just like in hyaline cartilage. Either singly or isogenously in groups of 2, 3, or 4. Singly or isogenously. Okay? Now let's shift to higher magnification now. Palapit na palapit sa mukha. So just like in hyaline cartilage, the chondrocytes are housed within a space known as the lacuna. So may lacuna pa rin yung mga chondrocytes. So this is still called the territorial matrix, and this is the interterritorial matrix. Now, one distinguishing feature of the of the elastic cartilage is the presence of elastic fibers. Kaya siya tinawag na elastic cartilage. Ito. You see those pink lines? Those are the elastic elastic fibers. That renders this cartilage elastic. So hindi po libag yan. Those are elastic fibers. So you would best see them at high magnification. So these are the elastic fibers. Kaya siya mukhang madumi because of the presence of these elastic fibers. Ayan po, nagkalat ang mga elastic fibers. You don't see these elastic fibers in the hyaline cartilage. Kaya mukhang makinis ang hyaline. Now the next one is the intervertebral disc, number 11. Kung ang hyaline ay Doctors Libar, Villa, Bardelosa, Dimaliba, Bravo. Ang elastic ay Dr. Ang fiber cartilage ay madumi. Dr. Hilario after the accident. Dr. Hilario. Hindi alam yan. Subukan kayo. So this is the intervertebral disc. Okay? So all the dots you're seeing there are the chondrocytes. Hindi na sila isogenous or singly arranged. They are arranged in rows. Not apparent on this particular slide. Ito. Pero in some slides, you can see that they form parang single file. Nakapila sila.
In rows?
Now, why is it that it appears dirty? Because of the presence of many collagen fibers. Kung sa elastic cartilage, may mga pailan-ilang fibers. Dito, puro fibers. So all of these are actually collagen fibers. And very few ground matrix. Now, if you notice the chondrocytes, which are arranged in rows, but not apparent in this slide, they're surrounded by a clear area. That clear area is still a lacuna. So the chondrocytes are still lodged within a lacuna. Katulad yan, it appears to have a halo, so that is a lacuna. If you move to the periphery, on either end of the slide, you would notice that it doesn't have any covering. So walang perichondrium ang fibrocartilage. So everything that you're seeing here are collagen fibers and very few ground matrix. So yan po ang fibrocartilage. Oh, by the way, let's classify the fibrocartilage. Fundamental tissue type, it's still connective. Subtype, cartilage. Specific subtype, fibrocartilage. Now the next slide is the bone, the compact bone. So mukha siyang galaxy. So all this, the black holes you're seeing is what is referred to as the Haversian canal. Now, from this point to this point, this is known as an osteon, which is the unit of the compact bone. In the center of the osteon, you'll find there Haversian canal. So let's focus on one osteon at a low power magnification. So this is the Haversian canal in the center, and concentrically arranged around it are the osteocytes. So these are all the osteocytes concentrically arranged around a central Haversian canal. Now sometimes you would find Haversian canals, two Haversian canals, that have a canal communicating between the two of them. So this is referred to as the Volkmann's canal. Here's an example of a Volkmann's canal, communication between two Haversian canals. So let's shift now to a higher magnification. Okay, so these are the osteocytes. Notice that they contain processes, diba? Para sila may mga hairs. So those are actually the dendritic processes of the osteocytes. So these osteocytes are shaped like an almond shape, or ovoid with dendritic processes. Yung dendritic processes nito are located within a tiny canal. We call it the canaliculi. Of course, you won't see it even at high power. You can just imagine the processes traversing through those tiny canaliculi. So, in between in between osteocytes, you find this plate of bone. We call this the concentric lamellae. So this is another concentric lamellae, which separates one osteocyte from the next layer of osteocytes. Okay, so there. Now lastly, okay, by the way, the osteocytes are still housed within a lacuna, just like in the cartilage. But the lacuna here is not apparent. The slide is the spongy bone. Now, when you're looking at the spongy bone, be careful where you are supposed to look at. Kasi minsan mali ang focus ng estudyante. When you look at the spongy bone, this is what you're going to see at low power. This is the bone marrow portion. This contains adipose tissue and some developing blood cells. Hindi po ito ang i-focus nyo. Instead, look for this area, or this area, or this area, or this area. This is what we call the spongy bone. Spongy bone are arranged in spicules. Tawag po dyan yung spicules. Mga parang spikes. So these are called spicules. Sorry, spicules. Or trabeculae. Spicules or trabeculae. Let's shift to a low power magnification and take a look at the cells that make up the spongy bone. There are three types of cells that can be found in spongy bone. So this is low power. Obviously, of course, all the cells are the osteocytes. So these are all the osteocytes housed within a lacuna. These are the mature bone cells. But there's another type of cell. This is called the bone resorptive cells. This is called the osteoclast. Let's shift to a higher magnification for you to identify the osteoclast. Okay, before we look for the osteoclast, let's take a look at the osteoblasts. They are found in the periphery. So this is called the periosteum. And if you can see, there are cells that are tuboidal. Those are known as the osteoblasts. So they are the ones that will eventually mature to become the osteocytes, shown at the pointer. So these are the osteocytes housed within a lacuna. In the periphery, you will find the osteoblasts. Okay, now the other cell is called the osteoclast. How can you recognize an osteoclast? These are large cells that are multi-nucleated. If you can see in the monitor, these are large cells that contain several nuclei, and they are housed within a space known as the house-shaped lacuna. So these are called the osteoclasts. Their function is to resorb bone. Okay? These, on the other hand, are the mature osteocytes. And in the periosteum, you'll find there You find there the osteoclast. Okay? Now let's classify the bone. The bone, the fundamental tissue type, it's still connective subtype bone, and this specific subtype for this one is spongy bone. Okay? So yun po ang mga slides for today. Unahin nyo na po yung bones and cartilage, and then if you have time, take a look at the skin. Thank you.